Hi folks, it's Andy. Welcome to this episode of Kendo Video Feedback. Okay, so here we are for another episode of Kendo Video Feedback. In these videos, I take some footage that you wonderful channel viewers have sent in to me. We watch it together. I try to give you some feedback and hopefully everybody learns something. We've got a couple of videos to look at today, just two. It's going to be interesting. We'll get to them in just a minute. First, thank you very much to the people who've submitted these videos. Thank you very much. I don't want any nasty comments down there in the comments bit. I'll just delete them. If you think you can do better than these guys, you can send a video and we'll be the judge of that. But otherwise, just don't bother. Nobody usually does. I don't know if it's because I always say that, but nobody usually does anyway, but I always like to. Thank you anyway for sending these in. Before we jump into it though, don't forget the YouTube magic. Like, share, subscribe. Make a comment down below about how this is such a great Kendo video. You need to use the word Kendo and words to the effect of how great a video it is so that you can help grow the international Kendo community. We've already had more than 5,000 people. It's something like 5,012 people or something start Kendo now, something like that off the top of my head, who started probably because they saw a video like this or similar to it, because the YouTube robots suggested it to them. They were just about to start something new. YouTube knew that they were the sort of person that would like Kendo, because let's face it, Google knows everything, and they got suggested a video like this from this channel or one like it because we gave them the message by using the algorithms against them, and we put in the comments what a great Kendo video, so that the video was suggested to the right people, and then you helped grow the Kendo community. So do the right thing and put a comment down there. And lastly, before we jump in, most importantly, support the channel by shopping at the best Kendo equipment website in the known galaxy and the unknown galaxy, the history of mankind and the earth itself and the universe. KendoStar.com. You get amazing, fantastic Kendo equipment, brilliant quality, the best service, let's face it. And you support the channel at the same time. Everyone's a winner. Now, I would, of course, big it up like that because I own the place. But everyone agrees with me. Everybody that shopped at KendoStar knows that it's the best place to shop. So don't go around wasting your money at the people who want to pretend to be like us. You'll end up coming to us in the end anyway. So don't buy twice. Just buy once at the right place at KendoStar.com. Okay. Let's get into these videos. So the first one we've got, let's have a look at the context we've got. We've got Fisher Sensei linked above is a short jigeko between myself and a fellow club member. We're hoping you'll consider it for your video analysis series. Well, here we are. And the Kendo car with the dark red door and the great KendoStar Borgers. See, I told you, everyone agrees. My partner is a slightly shorter, younger Kendo car. We're both third dan, and my partner is looking to challenge fourth dan in a few weeks. We're doing Jigeko with the Shinsen in mind. We both like to be critiqued, but the Kendoko without the red door is the one testing soon. I have years yet to wait. Very much appreciated. Let me know if the video is unacceptable and length of quality. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so let's have a look, shall we? So that looks like a dark red door on this side. Let me just see if we've got a cursor on here. If we don't have a cursor, we're going to have a bit of trouble. Okay, we've got the cursor back now. So the red door is on the left here. The one on the right here is the one that's testing sooner. But we'll have a look at it both. Okay. Let me start right from the beginning first off. Let's start right at the beginning. Okay. Okay, right. So first off, if you're going for a grade in a few weeks, you need to cut your menu more. They're too long. Okay, they're definitely too long. It needs to be within 40 centimeters. okay? And I want to see your sonkyo a little bit better. So push your shoulder blades back, sort of shoulder blades together. Try to get your head and shoulders over your hips. It's inclining forward slightly here. Pretty good on this side. Okay, good. Kamae wise, pretty good. I like this kamae quite a lot. Let's see how we now you really want to avoid this here. This left foot here. See how it's flat on the floor? Never wants to happen. Okay, never wants to happen. That really stands out, even especially in the shinta. Okay, let's watch that kote one more time. We've watched it twice already. Let's watch it in slow. So it's pretty good kote, alright? It's pretty good kote. It's pretty good kote. It's a good man as well. This isn't the worst opening for the shinta, in fairness. But this side, your voice is far too small. That's not going to carry to the panel. You could be sat really far away. It's not enough. So again, yeah, overall, definitely not enough voice at all. It's like kote, man. It has, you know, that's not enough for the Yuko Datotsu. So that's not going to help you. This first men strike's good. I like how you initiate the seme here. I like how you react as well on this side. Well, you're initiating this men strikes. That's pretty good. About this kote cut from this side, we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's look at this men first. So you're just not quite accurate with that men strike. But it was good overall. The setup for it, I like it. Now the problem with this kote is, can you see how your weight distribution sort of goes back as you hit? I'm exaggerating here, but you kind of go kote like this, all right, which is not what you want to do. Kind of like this, all right. So that's not really what you want to do when you do a kote strike. You watch your footwork as well. You'll see. Your left foot just stays planted there. So, you know, you need to hit on the spot often with degote because they're coming at you. But you don't want to be like this sort of way. See what I mean? Let's have a look here. I'd relax your right arm a little bit as well. It's a little bit too much. It's good, man. Here as well, your grip on the shinai here, I think you want to turn your wrist more this way, more inwards. You're holding it a little bit too much that way. Now, this men was good, but what I would say is you don't want to pull the shinai back like this. As a general rule, you don't want to take the kensen away from your opponent, all right? You need to keep it forward. Bam, this one when you're doing the small strike, all right? So you're a little bit far away, but it's not the end of the world. I thought it was quite a good opportunity for a men's strike there, to be honest, but the swing's just a bit too big. So this kote men's all right, except I can't hear your voice at all. So, you know, probably if I'm on the panel here, I'm probably going to fail you on that, to be honest. I'm not sure the men was successful, actually. He defended it, didn't he? Yeah. I'm not sure on this side. I'm not sure what you were quite going for here. If you were sort of going for Kaishido or what. I guess so. So obviously, yeah. Okay. Let's just leave that as it is. But this kote men's all right. But I literally can't hear you. It's not enough. It's not enough. That is not kentai no ichi. There's no ki. Okay. Just saying kote men no do isn't ki. All right. It's not. You don't say for the sake of saying. You're saying because you're engaging your ki, your spirit, in the strike. So it has to be an engaging shout. I think what I'd say with this sort of striking, right? I know you've got a couple of years before Yondan in this case. And I know that, like, I've made a big thing about hitting and going off into the distance. I definitely don't want you to do that. But what you're sort of doing is in between here, where you're sort of hitting and you're starting to turn around him a little bit too early. You want to hit and go straight into him, bam, that way. And as soon as you crash into him, that's when you turn and go backwards. You don't want to hit and sort of go round that way like this. You see how you're sort of going, man, this way. You want to hit and go forward, bam, that way. And then obviously they're not going to move out your way. So as soon as you sort of hit into them, you don't have to bowl them over. You don't have to hit them hard. But as soon as you hit them straight, then you can start to get distance by going backwards. But you don't want to go, man, and go round sideways. If that makes sense. Right, this is a very well seen Kaishido. I like it. I like it. We've just got a slight technical issue with it, right? So to improve your Kaishido, what you want to do here, right? See how your hands are like this? For me, what I would do to make this Kaishido better is I would turn your hips slightly more to your right, all right? This way, so that your left hand is still pretty much in the middle of your body. It's just you've turned your hips so the middle of your body has moved. So instead of just moving your hands off the center that way, turn your hips with it so that you get a cleaner strike and then it doesn't get all clogged up here. All right, but it was good. It was good Kaishido. So again, I'm just not getting enough ki from this. So this Kaishido is pretty good, but I can't hear it. Yeah. As a wada, it's fine, except it's good in terms of opportunity. It's good in terms of striking. It's no good in terms of voice. So I think you really need to fix that, to be honest, because I don't know. Maybe some of the other grading panels might be okay about it, but I think if I was on that panel, I'm probably going to fail you on that, to be honest, as I said. I'm just looking at this kamae here. Yeah. So because your right arm is so sort of locked, I don't think you can effectively use your Kensen to semi, right? You want to kind of be able to kind of semi this way, semi this way, semi this way. But at the minute, it's just your left hand that's like, I've got enough room to show you. It's just your left hand that's doing it. I think it's a shorter one, right? It's your left hand that's like doing this way. Whereas really you want to be using the shinai more like this way, but you're just doing sort of this way. You want to be able to do both, of course. It's a bit difficult to explain, but like I don't want you to just be doing this way, but this sort of at the minute it's like I've got some pens. I need those little shinais, don't I? Like Jose's got. Well, the minute right here, you want to be able to semi like this, but at the minute, what you're doing is sort of like this rather than like this. So it's a little bit of a difference. It's the way that you use your right hand. Happened here. Let's have a look. Your stance a bit wide. Not end of the world. On this side, I'm just like this kote strike. You want to kind of improve your fumikomi here because you're just stepping out with the right rather than pushing off from the left. So the waza could be a lot more dynamic if you learn to push off from the left a bit more, especially when you hit kote. What's going on this side? Okay, so yeah, this is a good men strike. Yeah, it's a good clean men strike. But no voice. That's gonna be a recurring theme for this. Look, Kendo wise, on this side here, you know, Kendo wise, for the most part, you shouldn't have much of a problem getting fourth dan if you use more voice in your strikes. But I think that's the big thing for me. If you turn up to grading and your voice is just like kote, man, like that sort of thing, I'm gonna be like, it's not really Kikentai no Ichi, so no. No, this is a good man. This is a good man here. I like this. But it would have been even better if you didn't lift the shinai all the way back here. All right. It wants to be more like this one. This is a good shape like this. This is a men's shape that you want to do. All right. Now you see how both of these land at pretty much the same time. Right. Now let's watch it in full speed. One more time. So, from a technical point of view, this men's strike is better. But if this is the shiai, probably this is the ippon is going to this side, right? And I'll explain why in a second. But let's talk about the technical points first, right? Technical points is the shape of the swing is much better. The kensen is not coming backwards, whereas yours is coming backwards. So I want you to do this swing like this. And also the push off is a little bit better on this side. See how your foot, you're sort of stepping out with the right foot rather than pushing off with the left leg. Like this is a push off from the left leg, whereas this is step out with the right foot. So the ken is better. The kentai is better. Still lacking the key, but from a technical point of view, this is a better strike. All right. So I like this side. I'd like you to improve it to be more like this in terms of the technical aspects of the strike. Now as to why it is ippon for this side though, is because this part here, you took the initiative here and you began the technique. So you started the waza, and this side is completely in reaction to it. Now, if there'd been such a difference in the timing that even though that this was reactionary, it hit clearly and obviously first, then things might be different. Not necessarily, because it's not always about who hits first, all right? It's about the opportunity and who created the opportunity as well, right? Datotsu no kikai. That's one of the things in the criteria of a valid strike, right? So because you went and took the initiative, bam, men this way, and this side was like and then reacted, then it is men for this side. And I can hear your voice. So this last one here, I think this is the last one that we're looking at. So again, partly because you're lifting the shinai so high like this, you're giving away the opportunity for kote. Now, obviously, the kote is a little bit, it's not particularly accurate, but if we're talking about grading kendo, this sort of thing is perfectly fine. It's not the end of the world. Just kote. It's not enough, man. It's not enough. Okay, so in conclusion, or in summary for these two, this one on this side, all right, look, you need to turn your left hand in a little bit. You'll get through yondan if you shout more, but at the minute your voice is far too small. You can hardly hear it sometimes. It just might not carry to the panel, and as I say, It depends on the grading panelists. Some might be like, oh well, it's okay, but I wouldn't. I'd be like, no, it's not. It's not really Kiken Tai no Ichi. So you need to properly have your spirit invested in the strikes as well, rather than just sort of kote me sort of thing. It's not. It's not enough. It's not enough. But otherwise, from a technical point of view, no problem. On this side, I want you to relax your right hand a little bit more when you swing the shinai. I don't want you to make the big, massive swing. If we look at the example we saw before from your partner, and also push off from the left leg when you leap forward to do fumikomi, rather than stepping out with the right. Okay, and I think you're on a good track to fourth dan as well. I know you've got a couple of years to go, but I'm sure you won't have any problems, especially if you work on those things. So let's move on to the next video. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one for context, we've got, hello Sensei, I hope this email finds you and your family in good health. It does, thank you very much. I would like to submit my fourth dan exam for you to review on YouTube. I'm proud to say I'm wearing KendoStar during the exam, and it's the best door I've ever owned. See, everybody loves KendoStar. Told you, get to KendoStar.com. With that aside, I am the person on the right, and I felt great during the exam until midway through the second bout when I ruptured my left calf. Ow. Unfortunately, I did not even know the protocol for injury during the exam, so I just kept going. Full disclosure, I failed fourth dan 4 times leading up to this, and I failed this time as well. I spoke to a couple of the judges and said I was doing very well until it looked like I got hurt. So perhaps you might give advice to what the protocol is when you get hurt during Shinsa, as well as what you thought of my matches. Thank you for all you do in the Kendo community. Remember, you always have a place to practice, find yourself in Wisconsin. Excellent. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. Let's have a look then. So you're facing the camera. That is a beautiful door. That is a beautiful door. All right. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Good Sonkyo, good Kamae, I like it. Kensen's a bit high. In general, when you do seme, there is the seme towards the face, but in general, you want to seme towards the hands, the tsuba. Right, that generally gets the better reaction. There is the seme towards the face, but not this sort of one so much. It seems to be less effective. So my advice would be to lower the kensen a little bit. Good shotachi, very good shotachi. Let's have another look at it in slow motion. So, as I said to the last viewer, a little bit big on the swing, all right? But, look, it's fine. It's pretty good. You don't want to do this after, though, right? Okuriashi, after hitting, okuriashi. Don't do this walking stuff, all right? Let's have a look at your kamae now. We can see it from the side. Okay. Again, similar to the last one, I think your kamae is a little bit too overextended with your arms. It's not the end of the world, but I think that's what's resulting in this kensen like pointing all the way up here. Yeah. So I think probably you would benefit from just bringing your hands in a little bit, just relaxing a bit more. Right. So that was an all right kote strike, but it looked a little bit out on terms of Kiken Tai no Ichi. Yeah. See how we're not leaping from the left here. We're just stepping forward. It's not really a proper fumikomi. And we're really leaning forward. There. All right. So leap from the left as you strike. It'd be much better. And then you're sort of just running after hitting. Watch your feet. Just kind of running. All right. So there's too much Ayumi Ashi going on here. You don't need this furikaburi, this sort of thing. If you've done a smaller one, you might have hit. If you've done like just a bam, that way, you might have actually hit. Watch out for that left heel. Good kote. Nice, man. Nice, man. Look, so far, it's going well. It's going well. I'm pointing out stuff I'd like you to improve, but I'd still be putting a circle down there for fourth dan here. I definitely want. I think those hands are just too far out there. I'm getting a little bit excited here now. It's all right though. It's all right. It's all right. Okay, good. Trying for some more Jaza. It's not bad. Good man, right? But I don't think you need us to give up on it. I'd have sold that. Bit more, you know? Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. This is a good example, right? Lots of people ask me, like, what happens if I'm in the fourth or fifth dan? Because, like, fourth dan is a big barrier. A lot of people can't manage to get over the fourth dan, fifth dan barrier, right? And a lot of people ask me, like, oh, well, what do I do if, like, they're not running at the pace I want to run in? I get caught into running at their pace, sort of thing. Look, if it ain't, you know, if it's not at the timing you're ready for, if you haven't set yourself, obviously the best is to be able to do something, but if you can't, fine. Look, this is fine. This is absolutely fine. Just hold, just defend. It's not really defending, but it's not like you're doing this sort of thing, right? But there's nothing wrong with this action whatsoever. This part. If you spend the entire shinsa doing it, it's not good, right? But like, as a sort of one-off or whatever, just to sort of be like, whoa, calm down. I don't think it's a problem at all. Shows you're understanding the sort of pacing of the tachiai. Okay, good. That's the first one done. Okay, let's have a look at this next one. This is all fine. This is all fine. But see, I want you to look at your partner here. I don't know if your partner passed or not. But his body movement after striking is very, very good. I'd like you to sort of look at that a second after he strikes his man. Yeah, here is proper okuriashi. It's not just this walking stuff, right? Okay. So the risk, of course, is, you don't want to stand there and get hit just like that either. Like, of course, in a grading, it's not the same as, like, there's no winner and loser. So you don't have to, it's not, sometimes people say, you don't have to care about getting hit, but it's not really the case either. If you just stand there like a deer in headlights and get hit, it doesn't really look great either, right? So this is a bit of a negative on you in this shinsa for doing that. So just be aware of that in the future. You have to be able to respond in some way. Good. Okay, so this sort of thing as well. You want to try and avoid this situation. This tachai is clearly not as good as your previous one. All right, okay. You're still clinging on for me right now. You're still clinging on to a pass for me right now. Yeah. Even considering this, right? But I sort of see what you did. But the problem is when it went wrong, you couldn't react to anything, all right? And it's partly because your sort of footwork's a little bit. You see how at the moment you got struck, your heel's flat on the floor. And we've talked about that a lot on this channel, yeah? You don't want that to happen, all right? So here you tried some sort of maki waza. I don't know, I'd probably avoid that going forward, but for this reason. Tried some sort of maki waza. Didn't work. He comes in from it anyway. I'd have tried to sort of step in to try and at least, nullify the men strike. Try not to do this either. Try not to do this. Try not to do this. All right? Just retain kama and then walk back over. It looks a lot better overall in the shinsa, you know what I'm saying? But as I say, right now, you're still You're still okay. I think I'd still sort of pass you on this one. So now the problem is, right, now it's here. This strike looks a little bit impatient, and it sort of looks a little bit like you're affected by the fact that he's just hit you twice in a row. It looks like you're trying to sort of pull it back, which I understand. There's a feeling of that, but you still have to keep your eyes on, or keep your focus on what it is you're trying to do with fourth down. Don't try and rush to get one. And I think this is where you've hurt yourself. Yeah, there you go. Okay. 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 Now, so now obviously it's not right. Okay, and you sort of tried to carry on because obviously, yeah, it's a really difficult situation. I understand. I completely understand, because you would want, if that happens, you're like, no, I want to finish this. There's probably only 30 seconds or so to go. But the problem is what happens then, eh? Because now you're not able to really respond to him because your mind's on that. Right? Your mind's on that. Your body isn't able to go where your mind wants it to go, or respond in the way your mind wants it to. That was an alright men strike there, though. So I think the problem is here, right? The problem is here is your first touch eye was great. It was very, very good. Your second one was okay, but you struggled to make any good strikes in it. Okay, and then you got injured, and that affected you as well. Now let's talk about what you should do if that happens. Right, if you get injured in the middle of the grading, you can't, and you're not sure if you can carry on. Then, in this specific case, what I would probably recommend is I'd just put your hand up here. As soon as it happens, put your hand up, right? Or, sometimes it happens, you think, oh, maybe I can still do it, and then you try and you can't. So at that point, bam, hand up. Sorry, time, please. And then tell the floor manager, I think I've just injured my leg. Can I have a minute to stretch it? All right. And they might let you have a couple of a minute or two to see if you can carry on, because they don't, I'm sure if possible they would, right? And then if you can't carry on, then you just say to that floor manager, say, look, I'm sorry, I don't think I can carry on. And then the panel will judge you based off what they've seen up to then. Now that will depend, of course, on the panel and the sort of process in place on the day, and there isn't a sort of set official protocol for this like there is for Shiai, so you're kind of at the mercy in a way of what they would decide to do. So it's difficult. It's difficult. But obviously you've got the option of trying to power through it like you have done, which is another option, of course, but you are running the risk then of sort of spoiling the work that you've done. Now, unfortunately, what happened in your case is your first tachi was great and you'd sort of built up this great impression, and then your second tachi you struggled a lot more, and then you injured yourself during that tachi and it just sort of went even further downhill, and I think that's where it sort of slipped away from you. So, yeah. Look, here's what I think you need to do. I want you to think about your kamae first off, your hand position on your kamae. I think you'll have a lot more success with your seme if your hands are a little bit lower. Yeah, this gap between here and here is massive, right? So I think you just need to bring them down a little bit so you can control the shinai a bit more, and you can seme towards their hands rather than above their head, and you'll have a totally different sort of effect on your opponent's movements. I want you to push off the left leg, which you were doing pretty well, but I don't want you to walk after hitting, right? Or just run, yeah? And as soon as your legs heal, I think you should try again. And just, overall, I think you were about to pass that grading. But that second match, you made a couple of mistakes where you got two really clean hits on you, and you sort of just stood there and let him hit you, and you were unable to respond to him. And then after that, it looked like you were trying to play catch up. It sort of obviously disturbed your composure a little bit because you'd received those couple of strikes. So just try to have a bit of a think about that as well. And I'm sure you're gonna rock. The next time you do it, I'm sure you won't have a problem at all, because you're definitely capable of passing this test. It's just a case of fixing those couple of things, I think. All right. So thank you very much for sending it in. Thank you everyone for sending the videos in to us. If you'd like to send a video for Kendo video feedback, all you have to do, upload it to YouTube like these wonderful people have done. You can set it to unlisted if you don't want it to be public. Do not set it to private, as I will not be able to see it. But if you set it to unlisted and then send me a link to it, I will feature it in this series. Thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, shop at KendoStar like these wonderful people have done. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.